I'm outside walking my dog. Just had a few thoughts as I'm basking in the sun. So, I can't help but remember all the people that were protesting after George Floyd and after police brutality. They were protesting everywhere across the world. Each country for their own little different reasons. For the most part, it was how police are abusing their power and how they need to defund them and take them away. We don't need them, right? Places like Germany, we're doing the same thing. People protesting against unjust and unfair laws and mandates. I remember even hearing somewhere, I forgot where, of firefighters protesting in the streets because they weren't getting paid and had no benefits. Right? And then boom, COVID hit. And it put pretty much everybody back indoors. And the protests were deemed okay. Do you remember all that nonsense? There was a deadly virus. COVID came out, this deadly virus. The whole world was afraid. I wasn't afraid. Just thought I'd throw that in there. But then they said up to 100 people protesting was safe. Right? Protesting was okay because it's within the law, right? It's within the law. They have a right to. And of course, since the news wanted to push it, they had to have protesters there. If not, the news couldn't push it. So, fast forward 2 years later, everything died down. Policies died down, mandates died down. But now, we're back at it again. And here we are with the whole world protesting again. Got everybody up in the streets with their trucks now. The Freedom Convoy sparked something in all the other countries where now they're doing it. It just reminds me of 2019, 2020. In March, because that's when COVID was announced. So now we have all these people up in arms protesting again, the whole world, and we're about to enter March, which the American People's Convoy is supposed to start in March. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now they are going to want the police. They are going to want to enforce the police. They're going to want to grow them, make them stronger, give them all the tools necessary. Tools, when you hear the news say that, tools, they're not talking about like policies, people. They're talking about tools like fucking rubber bullets, pepper spray, zip ties so they can arrest you, fucking riot gear, all kinds of shit. That's the tools that these politicians are paying for. Is tools against you. So we might see a flip of script on this, where the government's going to turn around and say, we must enforce the police so we can stop these protesters. So now protesting is against the law, but during COVID, perfectly fine. You can see the hypocrisy, the lies, and the New World Order forming in front of you, real time. And it's only going to get worse. So, to the people out there actually protesting, like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get it. Peaceful. But when you have cops, like I mentioned before, we are fighting unlawful people with the law. Guys, we're gonna lose every time. Right? So the hopes is to be peaceful and let them see the reality of things like, oh my God, we are evil. We are hurting these people. And do you think that they think that? Huh? Do you honestly think that they're going home saying to themselves, oh man, I wish I didn't arrest that guy? Maybe. But for the majority of them, they are brainwashed and they're gone. And they are stuck and willingly stuck in the matrix. They want you in jail. They don't like this shit. They think you're stupid. And the news is trying to classify you as a terrorist for sticking up for freedom. This is the Marxist takeover, guys. Like so many people written books about this. Governments have written implementation plans about it. It's happening here in America and in Canada. The only way that it's going to stop is if you get fucking mad. If you get physical. So when these cops form a line and then they start pushing the protesters around and then they snag one. You've seen the videos? They snag one of you guys. And then what do? They bring you in the back, 5 or 6 more cops cover. They make a little circle so you can't go and help that protester. Well, how about this? How about you grab one of the cops and you fucking form a circle and you bring that cop back there and you don't hurt him. You don't have to hurt him. But you hold that motherfucker down until he's quiet, and you reinforce the wall so that the other cops can't come and help him, because that's gonna show their real colors. We'll see what they fucking do. You start making their fucking boots shake, and we'll see how this fucking goes. Because if you can hold that cop down just long enough to tell him, we can do it too, and we don't want to hurt you. Now go back and tell your friends. And you let them go. But you got to have some tough guys there to be able to hold that off long enough to do it. Because this ain't going to stop unless we grab a few of them and make them piss their fucking pants. Because if not, this is just going to keep going until they run us over. And then it's going to be at the point where they are in everyone's backyard. Not just Canada. Not certain cities like New York and California. Or certain states. They are going to be in everyone's backyard. Yes, in Texas. Yes, in Florida. Yes, in the Carolinas. Right? They will be there doing the same shit. And then what? And then what? And then they're at our doorstep? And then that's when we decide, okay, hey, let's possibly do something. At that point, they are at your doorstep with a loaded rifle. So now you have no other option. And most people are afraid. They will just adhere and say, you know what? Fuck, man. I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't know it was going to get like this. I didn't know it was going to happen to me. Right? No, fuck that shit. We have to be the spark. Somehow, some way. Because there is somebody like you and me thinking the same shit. And if there are enough sparks, we can start a fire.